what is this Amazon Route 53, and of course we've already seen this. What is this virtual private cloud and this CDNs and this cloud front and all that. So now in today's class we are going to look at this Route 53 algorithm. So we are going to look like we'll just cover the outline of what is this Route 53 algorithm and how to use this and who should use this Route 53 algorithm and all. So coming to this Route 53 algorithm, yeah, this Route 53 is a DNS maintaining web service actually. So which we can use it to perform functions like maintaining your domain servers or like checking your resources or something like that, or registering your domain names and all. So this Route 53 is highly available and scalable domain name system, that is your domain DNS web service. So it's in the name, we've seen that it is a highly available and scalable domain name service, domain name system. So you can use this Route 53 to perform three main functions. So what are these three main functions? The first one is you can register your domain names. The next one is you can route internet traffic to the resources of your domain. And the last one, that is the third one, is you can check the health of your resources. So coming to this thing, your domain names. Your website needs a name, that is it may be like this google.com, youtube.com, or something like subrains.com or something like that. And this Route 53 will allows you, that is, it lets you register a name for your website or web application. So we actually call it as a domain name. There's a google.com or youtube.com or subrains.com. So whatever it may be, we call it as a domain names. So this allows us to register a name for our website, that is these domain names. So coming to this, we'll see how this domain registration works and registering this domain name, and a process which takes you through registering a domain and creating a simple website and all. So yeah, coming to this routing internet traffic to the resources of your domain. So this when a user opens a web browser and enters your domain name or your subdomain name, that is this google.com, or he or she can actually open a blog which is actually from this WordPress, right? So for things like that, we will be giving that subdomain name in the address bar. So this Route 53 helps connect the browser with your website or web application. So what it do is uh, whenever we type this thing in our web browser, that is our domain name or our subdomain name, it routes us, or it connects the browser with your website or your web application. That is, it will connect you with the listening address, that is maybe a Google or your YouTube or whatever it may be, like whatever the user wants, or what's your requirement and all. So it will connect you with the browser and this your destination address. And we also have this support or this guidance about how this traffic is routed to your website or web application, and how to configure this Route 53 as your DNS. Coming to this check the health of your resources, this Route 53 sends automated requests over the internet to a resource, such as web server, to verify that it's reachable, available, functional, and you can also choose to receive notifications when a resource become unavailable and choose to route the traffic away from your unhealthy resources. So whenever if you get a situation where your resources are unhealthy, so what you will be doing is you will be diverting your incoming traffic because currently your resources are unavailable or unhealthy. So for this thing, this Route 53 will help you. So we have this how this Route 53 checks our health checks the health of your resources, and how to create this 53 Route 53 health checks, and configuring DNS failovers and all, and how to overcome these failovers and how to reconfigure them in a fast way, or what's the reasonable way of reconfiguring them and all. So you can use any combination of these functions. For example, you can use Route 53 both to register your domain names and to route the internet traffic to your domain, or you can use it to route internet traffic for a domain that you registered with another domain register, or if you want to choose this Route 53 for all these functions, you should perform the steps in order. So first of all, you have to register the domain name, and after that, you have to configure your 53 to route internet traffic for your domains and subdomains, and then you have to configure your 53, that is your Route 53, to check the health of your resources. So yeah, now we are going to look at how this domain registration works. Okay, so yeah, like if you want to create a website or a web application, you start by registering the name of your website. So that's the first thing which everyone has to do whenever they want to create a website or a web application or something. Uh, they have to run on websites. So we call that specific name as a domain name. And that domain name is a name such as, yeah, this google.com, youtube.com, or facebook.com. So, yeah. And that, so your users enter in a browser and display your website. So what this user do is he simply select this URL bar, and he just simply type the www.youtube.com. So yeah, that's how we actually access or we request these websites, right? So yeah, we'll go through how to register domain name actually. So now, if you choose a domain name and confirm that it's available, basically you can have it from GoDaddy, where you will be renting, like you'll be paying this rental amount for them, and yeah. So when it's available, no one else can actually register with that domain name, which you have already uh, what do we call it? Which have already take or something like that. So if this domain name you want is already in use, you can try for other names or try changing only the top level domain. That is a .com or .org or .in or yeah. So these are the top level domains. And for coming for this list, for a list of top level domains that Root supports are. So on clicking on this link, you can actually check what are all the top level domains which this Route 53 supports. You register the domain name with this Route 53. When you register a domain, you provide names and contact information for domain owner and other contacts. So when you register with this domain owner and other contact, uh, like uh, So when you register a domain with Route 53, the services automatically make itself as a DNS service for the domain by the following. So it creates a hosted zone that has that has the same as your domain, and assign a set of four name servers to the hosted zone. And when someone uses a browser to access your website, these name servers tell the browser where to find your resources, such as a web server or this S3 bucket or something like Google Cloud or yeah. So it gets the name server from the hosted zone and adds into this domain. So at the end this registration process, we send your information to the this Amazon people or this cloud service providers will be there, right? So they send their information to registrar of the domain. So this domain register is either this Amazon register or the register associate. To find out who the register is for the domain, we can actually click on the link there. And after this registration process, this particular register sends you information to the registry of the domain. A registry is a company that sells domain registrations for one or more top level domains such as .com. So yeah, this registry stores this information about your domain in their own database and also stores some of the information in public WHOIS actually. And yeah, so if you are already registered, if you already registered a domain name with another register, you can choose to transfer your domain or this registration to this Route 53. So this isn't required to use other Route 53 features with the same thing. So now we are going to look at how this traffic is routed to our website or our web application. So coming to this, how this traffic is routed to your website or your web application, all the computers on the internet, you can name it from your smartphone or laptop to the servers, which are at the other end that serve this content for massive retail websites. Communicate with one another by using numbers, as we all know that. And these numbers, known as IP addresses, is one of the following format. So this IP stands for Internet Protocol. This IPv4 Internet Protocol version 4 format, such as there's a 192.168.23.32 or something like 192.0.2.44. And coming to this IPv6 version, that is this version 6 format, it contains something like 2001 is to 0 BB8 is to 85A 3 is to 40 is to 40 is to or yeah, something like this. So whenever you open the browser and go to your website, you don't have to remember an extra long number like this. Instead, you can simply give the domain name, that is this google.com or youtube.com. But still, the output will be same. That is based on the output will be the location or the files of that website only. So this DNS service, such as this 53, Route 53 helps to make that connection between domain names and IP addresses. So coming to this overview of how we configure this 53, Route 53 to internet traffic for your domain is, so you register domain name with the name that you want your user to use to access your content. For an overview, we can actually go with the link, and after you register your domain name, this Route 53 automatically creates a public hosted zone with the same name as the domain for it to host. So we have this public hosted zones, and we also have this this is where these files are loaded or this was being created. To route traffic to your resources, you create records, also known as resource records, and inner hosted zone. So each record includes information about how you want to route traffic for your domain and something like your names or your type of the files and the values belonging to that. Yeah, something like that. Coming to this Amazon Route 53 routes traffic for your domain, how it actually happens is you are seeing this flow chart here, right, or this diagram here. So once after you're done with the configuring your 53 to route your internet traffic to your resource, what happens here is firstly this end user will be there, right? He will be searching in the browser or he will be typing in the browser with the domain name. So once after this is done, what this DNS resolver do is it will be giving it to the DNS root name server. So it will be giving you this .com TLA thing to this again to this DNS resolver. So what this DNS resolver do is it will be sending the same again to this name server for .com TDL. So this is where another encryption level or another decryption level is happening. So what it do is once after this file is passed to this name server, it will be sending the files that is it go to the root 53 name server. So what this root 53 name server do is it will be giving out the destination of that destination address. So this DNS resolver will be sending this domain name to route this Amazon root 53 name server, and then it will be giving you this IP address of this thing. So what it does, this DNS resolver will be giving or passing this same IP address to the end user. Sorry, this browser. So this browser got to know that this name is associated to this IP address. So this web browser will be in search of this IP address. So we have this web servers thing, right? So yeah, it resolves it and it will be requesting with this IP address and the files linked to this IP address will be loaded in the browser and will be shown to the end user. So this is how it routes the traffic. This is how it routes traffic to your domain. So we have seen this how this traffic is routed to your website or your web application, right? And now we'll go with this health checks of the resources. So this Route 53 health checks monitors the health of your resources such as your web servers or your mail servers, and you can optionally configure Amazon CloudWatch around for your health checks so that you receive notification when a resource becomes unavailable so that you can easily take action or perform actions on it. So here is our overview of things. So we can actually go with CloudWatch alarms. So it will be sending a request to the endpoint and a response will be sent from endpoint. And again, a request will be sent to this endpoint and another response will be passed to this. And from this response is being carried to this CloudWatch alarm there. And from there, it will be sent to SNS topics and then to the recipients. So it's the same, like we have this 5 points here, right? So this is same as the flowchart of the diagram here. So coming to this topics, no, we have this domain registration concepts. We have this domain name systems and the health checking concepts. Coming to this domain registration concept, we have this domain name, registry, or registrar, registry, reseller, and top level domain. So coming to this domain name, no, we have this www.google.com. This domain name is Google. This Google is the domain name here. Uh, Coming to this domain register, no, this Route 53 handles it. Coming to this domain registry, it is the place where all these domains are being kept and will be accessed. And coming to this domain reseller, this Route 53 is a domain reseller for this Amazon company. And coming to this top level domains, we have many top level domains. May it be this .com or .in, .org or .edu or something like that. Coming to this domain name system concept, we have this alias records, that is the copy of your records, that is duplicate files, and we have our authoritative name servers, and we have this DNS query, DNS resolver. We have like we have seen now itself, right? That this how this request, which or how this whole thing is processed whenever the user puts any information or types any link or types any website name there, how this name is, how this name got decoded into this IP address, and how this IP address is matched to that domain name, yeah, like that. And we have this private DNS, recursive name servers and records, and we have this reusable delegation sets and routing policies, yeah, subdomains and time to life. And coming to this health checking concept, we have this DNS failover endpoints and health check. So coming to this DNS failover, no, we have this domain name system failover where we may get any issues if we have any errors or any mistakes in this name system concept. And we have this endpoint. Endpoint is nothing but a destination thing. And we have this health check to track your resources, whether they are safe or not, or we are, like if you are like is there any need to change them? Yeah. So now, yeah, we'll look at this thing. So now we'll in order to access this Route 53, no, we have to go to our console, and in console under networking we have this Route 53. And under this Route 53, no, we have this DNS management, traffic management, availability monitoring, and all. So yeah, we also have this hosted zones, health checks, and all. And in the registered domains, we have the thing like we have like it will be showing you the domains which you have already registered. So like if you have not registered anything, it will not show you any. So here we have this register domain and this transfer domain, right? This is what we are talking about in previous two. This register domain and this transferring this domain from your host zone to another thing. And in the dashboard, you will be having a DNS management, traffic management, and availability monitoring. And coming to this hosted zones, it is an unauthorized domain name systems. So, so yeah, and we also have this traffic flow. And this 53 is we can actually in the hosted zones we can actually create this hosted zones, or we can actually go to the recorded sets or delete this hosted ones. And yeah, in like if you have already created anything, no, it will be showing you the previously created uh, hosted zones. So now we are going to create another hosted zone. So here I have to give the domain name command, sorry, this comment and the type of your zone. So in the domain name, you can give it based on your product or your application. And but when it comes to this comment, now you can give it so that you can easily identify the product service or your bills and all. And coming to this type, you have to like for a public access, like if you want to allow people to use your application, then you have to give this public access. And once you're done, click on this create button. So now we have this thing, right? A new hosted zone is created, and now on clicking this uh, hosted set, I mean, a create record set, we have all these things. So now we can easily, uh, you know, see these hosted zones of for our application or the application which are previously being deployed. Yeah. And here we have our hosted zones. So yeah, in order, it's like it's something related to installation of a server, but where when it comes to this server, no, it's a one-time investment. But when it comes to this browser, it, sorry, uh, coming to this, here we'll be having this. So yeah, here we'll be having this registered domains and all, and we also have this root 50. I've created this root 53 labs domain now. So yeah, we have this name servers for our site, and we also have this transfer logs, renew and authorization code and all. So here in the hosted zones, it will show us this thing which we have created, and here in the registered domains, we have this thing root50 labs 19.com. So here we can have the name servers which are suggested by this Amazon one, and yeah, and here what we can actually do, like what you have to do in this GoDaddy, usually these people buy things or rent website, rent these domains from GoDaddy, and there in this and in your GoDaddy account, you have to name or link them with the name servers. So this we have seen it, right? These name servers are responsible for redirecting your redirecting these people to your website or redirecting you to the destination website. So yeah, so we have updated a new name server here, and when it so you can see this notification here, right? And yeah, so now we can actually go you can actually check it, and once after your thing is done, no, you should actually create this EC2 instance for the for this working, and we've already seen all the steps involved to launch or create your EC2 thing and all. So yeah, this is how we do it with this Route 53 algorithm. Now, and yeah, we have seen this thing, right? We have this public ID and private ID and all. So like you just remember one thing. So whenever you want to link them with the another resources or all the other services, this public ID is must actually. So you have to link them up with their public ID. So based on this public ID only, all the resources or all the services will be provided to your application. And so yeah, in the hosted zones, we like in the hosted zones, no, we it will be showing you what are all the what we have hosted, and here we can actually for the record set we can take this here. The public ID is there, and we are going to select the domain name. And now for this IP address, no, you just type it in the browser, and yeah, you just type the name in another browser now. So here now with this IP address also we are getting it right. So with the name, I think we are having something with the linking issues. No problem. We can actually go with this. Like a little after this, after this little modifications, we'll be going for it. So what like people usually don't go with this. Networking things and all, like using this VPCs or CloudFront or Route 53 to maintain them. So what they usually do is they pay for these Amazon people to maintain these things for the for the users. That is for them. So here, that's IP address, right? So here we are aliasing it with it. So because this name thing, we got this error problem loading page, right? Because like it is because of we have this registered domain, but we didn't link it up with this IP address. So that's the reason we are having this issues with the problem and all. So now we have linked it with the IP address. So yeah, you have to check it now. So I think we have linked it with the IP address also now. But anyway, we'll check it now. So I'm going to work on this health checks. So now I'm configuring my health checks. So we have to give a name and what to monitor and this security endpoints and their protocols, your host names and all. So I've given my name it as this test S3. So for the IP address now, we have hosted, like we have checked it, right? You can just copy it. And one more thing, initially it will be like this HTTP only, and it won't be like this HTTPS because this HTTPS, no, we have to get this SSL certification for that. So once after we get this SSL certification, so in the domain part, we'll be updating it there. So once after we update, we'll be converting it from HTTP and to HTTPS. That is your that is the secured connection thing. So now we have successfully created this health check thing. So here we can actually have the status of the thing and the description here and the alarms and the ID of your health check which has been created successfully. So I think we're having some problem here, but what initially, like what usually happens is, we get those errors for with this IP address linking issues only. So once after these issues are done, no, yeah. So we got the status right. The rest is done, and yeah, you can have the info and the monitoring alarms and the health checkers here. And the thing we missed something, so it's not showing as the main page. Let me check it. So we have these values here, right? These are the names of us, and yeah, just give me some time to check it out. And we also have this routing policy. I'm going with this follower thing, and for this record type, we have this primary and secondary. So yeah, we can also check this traffic flow now. So yeah, no problem. I'll show you once after I just do it now, and I'll recheck it now. And yeah, in the next class I'll be showing you the left out thing. And so yeah, till now we have seen we have covered all these things, right? So yeah, coming to this route utility management, no, we have this DNS management here, traffic management, availability monitoring, and domain registration. So we have seen this DNS management, traffic management, and availability monitoring here, and yet we have to say this domain registration. And the thing which we are doing now also that these are linking issues which we got now, I'll solve it and yeah, in the next class I'll show it to you people. Yeah, thank you.